We doing this. Good Lord, we are doing this. Oh, man. What am I looking to do here? He's got. We can leave all this stuff. I'm sure he's gonna hit something, but I didn't even look for anything like that. What am I looking for in here? That has nothing to do with what I'm looking for. Where is it? So this is the one. Cowboys and Broncos. All right, so let's see how things are gonna go there. All right, get this set up, and then we get started. Get this party started. Let me move my control over here. It's gonna be a long 3 hours, though. I should probably go get some water. But we're gonna be making some movements during this time. Ah, man. This is not gonna be fun. 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 It's gonna be a headache. A complete headache. Let's get this party started. Here we go. Oh yeah, I'm totally looking forward to this. Bears get the ball first. Here we go. Yep. Can't wait to see this go down. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to week 8 of the NFL season. We've got the Bears, we've got the Ravens. Let's get this over with. Chicago gets the ball first, so we get to see what this wonderful defense is going to do coming out of the bye week. And just like that, we start this off with a flag. Let's see what the flag is for. And an injured Bear. No, Lamar's not playing, Nicholas. Holding on the Bears to start this off here. So and there's an injured player down right now for Chicago. So we already starting off with some injuries. That is tough. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully it's just a cramp or something minor. But you never know with these, man. It's tough, man. So he's down right now. Hopefully he'll be okay. I'm not sure. But we'll just have to wait and see. I think his ankle may have got twisted up, or yeah, it looks like he got. Yeah, he got rolled up. It's definitely the ankle. He got rolled up and a player landed on his ankle. Seems like he's okay, doing a little bit of, well, he's limping a little bit. Now he's jogging. He's doing a little bit of jogging. So hopefully he's going to be okay. We'll have to wait and see. Either way, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we go. 1st and 10 here for the Bears. This is going to be fun. So let's see what this defense does here on 1st down. A play fake to a wide open receiver who gets the 1st down and more and takes it to the 40-yard line. That's fun. 1st down, Bears. Oh, yeah. It is National Tight End Day. Huh. That's nice. First play results in a 1st down for Chicago. Anyone surprised? First and 10. They're going to run the ball here. It's going to pick up maybe a yard, but it seems like he stopped right around the line of scrimmage. Second down coming up here for the Bears. 1-6 at 4:30. It is what it is. I don't think anyone really cares anymore. Second down coming up here for the Bears. Second down and 9. Play fake here. Caleb's got all the time in the world. He's going to fire across the middle of the field. It's going to be caught. First down, Bears into Ravens territory. Odunze with the catch. And again, the Bears doing what they're doing. Humphrey getting cooked already. Dude, I've already told you, this defense is not good. We already know what the defense is. They're not going to magically fix themselves in a week or two. I mean, it's the same story. You're just sitting there and hoping that they give up a field goal instead of a touchdown. But again, the Ravens defense sucks. I don't know what to tell you. They're not good, and they're not even performing close to being good. Bye week, no bye week, nobody cares. At the end of the day, what you do on the field is going to be the answer. Oh, I really gotta fix this up. What you do on the field is gonna be the key answer. So it is what it is. I hope we get destroyed. Well, we'll see what happens, man. It's a long game. Second down and 7. Ben Johnson leading this Bears offense. The Bears are winners of 4 straight. They're looking to make it 5 straight wins for the first time since 2018. Baltimore has lost their last 4 straight games, and they're looking to get out of that stump, whatever you want to say. Second down and 7. Williams gonna hand this off here. Good look and a first down. Good job, defense. Can't stop the run. Can't stop the pass. Nothing has changed. Another first down here for the Bears. The Deep is going to lay down and take it while the Bears fans and teammates were trashing him. Is what it is, bro. Also, very smart to make sure you don't activate. You put him on the inactive list with Aeneas Peebles, not out there. So that's really smart. That's really smart. Caleb's just doing all this rolling, and he's finding open receivers, and that's another first down inside the 20. First down here for the Bears, and they're making it look so easy because this sorry excuse of a defense continues to be trash, and yet they're so deluded that they think they can actually turn things around. Can we please just have a losing season and go on with our time? Like, there's nothing else here. They're just rolling out and they're beating this defense. No one can match up with anyone one-on-one, and they're just getting beat. Opening drive is probably going to result in a touchdown here unless a play's made. First down and 10, Chicago having no restriction. Caleb Williams hasn't even gotten close to getting touched, and they've already moved down the field. 6 plays, 62 yards, 3 minutes taken off the clock already, and they're on the verge of scoring. Here comes a run on first down, and the Ravens defense continue to stink up the joint. 9-yard gain here. Second down coming up for the Bears. Ravens defense continues to stink, and everyone's supposed to magically believe things are going to change. I actually wonder how many people are actually in the stadium today. Is it a packed stadium? Or are people just decided the team sucks, I'm not going to the games? I wonder. I truly do wonder. I got to get a look at the crowd. A lot of people bought tickets expecting Lamar to be here. It seems like it's a pretty good crowd there in Baltimore. People did show up to watch the games. Those poor individuals. Second and 3. Caleb making it easy. He's going to roll out again, and he's just going to take off, and he's going to run for the first down. They're really making Williams look like Patrick Mahomes. Again, the defense stinks. Ain't nothing going to change. Let's just take this L. The defense is doing nothing to slow anybody down. They're doing nothing to stop anybody. It's just so easy for the Bears. They're getting to wherever they want, however they want, and they're doing whatever they want against this defense. Surprisingly, Caleb did not pick up the first down. I thought he did, but he did not. Third down and 1. And it's going to be a false start here on the Bears. Every time we play the AFC North, we have a bad season. Every time besides 2009. Every time we play the AFC, you mean the NFC North. Every time we play the NFC North, we have a bad season. I guess. I don't know. I don't keep track of that. If that's what you keep track of, I don't know. False start on the Bears. Not going to change much here. So instead of 3rd-and-1, it's 3rd-and-6, which allows Caleb Williams to throw the ball. And considering the fact that he hasn't even gotten touched, it is what it is. 3rd down and 6. Caleb, no pressure, plenty of time. He's going to back up now. Now he's going to roll. Anyone going to get to him? No. Find his wide open receiver, 1st down. 1st and goal now for the Bears. Ravens should be investigated for fraud because the fans bought tickets expecting Lamar to play knowing full well he wasn't. That's not my jurisdiction. Whatever happens there happens. It's going to get worse as the game goes on. So be it. I could care less. I'm just here as a Ravens fan, going to watch my team and call it a day. I'm just so glad Game 3 is not happening today. The Game 3 of the World Series will be tomorrow because they got to go back to LA, and the Dodgers did respond in Game 2. They got it done. Series is tied 1-1 going back to LA, which is exactly what we needed to do. We had to steal home field advantage, so I'm happy for that. But yeah, I'm kind of focused on the World Series right now to care about the Ravens being trash. I'm here to support my team. I'm here to talk about the team. I'm here to commentate over the team, but I don't have any emotions for the team. It's kind of hard to have emotions for a team that stinks. Once you've accepted the reality of what your team is, it's kind of hard to have emotions when it comes to how they perform in game days. I go into these games expecting them to lose. If Lamar was here, I could at least have hope that he would show up offensively and it would just be a shootout. No, Lamar Jackson, they're just going to get beat. 2nd and goal. Defense is again getting cooked, doing virtually nothing. They're going to give up a touchdown. Caleb Williams in the shotgun. Hands the ball off. Somebody make a tackle. And they actually made the tackle. At the end of the day, the only thing you can hope for at this point if you're the Ravens is to hold them to 3. That's it. You got to hope to hold them for 3. Hey, the game just started. Saquon Barkley, 65-yard touchdown run for Saquon against his former team. Saquon has not been doing that this year, but against his former team, he felt the need to do so. 3rd down and goal here. Caleb in the shotgun. Let's see if they can get in the end zone here. Caleb, he's got time. And somebody actually got to Caleb Williams. Mike Green got his 1st sack of his career. So congratulations to Mike Green, his 1st ever career sack. He got to Caleb Williams, and they're going to make the stop here on 3rd and goal. 4th down here. The Bears are going to have to settle for 3. So congratulations to the rookie for getting his 1st sack of his career. Crazy that it took all the way to week 8 to get that, but you know, it is what it is. Nothing we can do about that. "32-yard field goal is up and good, and honestly, given the fact that this defense is constantly giving up points, the best case scenario you can get from this is giving up 3. They gave up a field goal. That is the best case scenario you can get. So, Tyler Huntley coming out here soon for the Ravens opening drive, and you can only hope that Tyler Huntley can be able to move the ball and put points on the board. He's going to be far better than anything you got from Cooper Rush, but of course, it's not going to be close to what you can get from Lamar. At the end of the day, can it be decent? Obviously, the last time the Ravens faced off against the Bears, Lamar was sick that day. Tyler Huntley was a quarterback. We were in Chicago, and Tyler Huntley got the job done and won that game. He beat the Bears. So let's see. Let's see if he can do it again. 3-0 game here in Baltimore. Bears do strike first, but the Ravens, honestly, given the circumstances, they get a win. They get a win. The Ravens get a win here by holding them to 3 because we don't expect anything from this defense. So you're holding the 3 as opposed to giving up 7. You'll do that. The only thing this defense does decent is red zone defense. It's barely salvageable. Let's take a look at what's going on around the league. Obviously, the games have gotten started here. Let's take a look at it. We already know the Eagles scored. So Dolphins and Falcons, it's still a 0-0 game. Dolphins in Falcons territory here. The Bengals have already scored a field goal against the Jets. Bengals up 3-0. The Patriots up 3-0 against the Browns. Browns do have the ball. Eagles scored a touchdown. Saquon Barkley, 65-yard touchdown run. The Giants did nothing with it. The Eagles have the ball once again. The Bills have scored a field goal. They're up 3-0 against the Panthers. Of course, the Bears just scored a field goal against the Ravens. Ravens getting ready to get the football back, just like the Panthers are getting ready to get the football back as well. And the Niners and Texans, everything's tied up right now. Texans in San Francisco territory, so they have a chance to score at the San Francisco 22-yard line. We'll see what happens there. But let's get back to this game, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the Ravens offense getting ready to come out here, kickoff getting ready to start. People forget that Snoop almost beat playoff Joe Burrow and Cincy, and we were looking like we're going to pull off the upset before the fumble. The opportunity was there, but you need the defense to show up, and the defense showed up in that game. Hell, Kyle Hamilton got one of the 3 turnovers this Ravens defense has gotten in the Lamar Jackson era. So, I mean, you just need salvageable quarterback play, and Tyler Huntley can give you that, but you absolutely need the defense to show up, which we don't trust in. Thursday is going to be the worst Halloween game ever. Is Halloween Thursday? Oh, God. Oh, my God. Ooh. No. Oh, wait. Halloween's Friday. But it'll be the day before Halloween. Okay. We'll have some fun. And here we go. Ravens get the ball at the 26-yard line. And here comes Snoop Huntley. So Tyler Huntley getting the start here. He as a career start, he's 5-9 with 12 total touchdowns to 9 total interceptions. That's not it's not a good thing, but you know, at the end of the day, we kind of just have to we have to rely on Tyler Huntley to try to do something here. At the end of the day, you hope for the best. 1st and 10 here. You hand the ball to Derrick Henry, and you hope Derrick Henry can do something for you. Derrick Henry gonna pick up about 4 yards. 2nd down coming up here for the Ravens. And man, I can't even lie. Last year, I think that's the difference between your team winning and your team losing. Last year, even though we had our struggles, and these games could have easily been a difference maker between us being over 500 and under 500. Last year, the season was going by fast. It's week 8, and it feels like it's week 14 or something like that. It has been a very slow season. At least that's how I see it. 2nd down and 6. Huntley rolling out. He's going to get past the defender. He's going to nearly fumble the ball. And he's going to be taken down there. That was whatever that play was. 3rd down here. 3rd and long now because I think he lost like 4. I don't know what. The rollout there did absolutely nothing, and they completely read it. Huntley nearly fumbled the ball, which would have immediately changed the entire aspect of this game. Yeah, way to protect the football, Huntley. Fumbled it there and recovered it. 3rd down and 10. What is it? 3rd down and 10. 3rd down and 9. He lost, what, 2 yards? 3rd and 9 here. Ravens getting ready to go 3 and out. Huntley fires. He's got it to Flowers. Flowers has to make a move, and he's not even going to get close. Ravens offense goes 3 and out. That was fun. 3 and out for the Ravens, and they're going to have to punt this football back. Oh, yeah. Those poor fans in the stadium, I feel bad for them. I can get up and leave. They paid for this. They paid for this. I feel so bad for those Ravens fans, man. They paid for this. And you have nothing to look forward to. What y'all need to understand is that when the Ravens of old, they've had terrible offenses. But that's not the problem. They had terrible offenses, yes, but they had elite defensive play. You knew what you were getting from the Ravens defense. So you would go there to see, what is Ray Lewis going to do today? Is Ed Reed going to pick someone off? Is Terrell Suggs going to get somebody down? You looked forward to watching how this defense was going to dominate against the best of the best. In this era, the offense stinks because there's no Lamar, and the defense stinks. So what do you have to look forward to? Back then, we could look at Hall of Fame defensive players do their thing. We watch the games for the defense. We don't mind bad offense, but we want to see elite defense because we know if the offense can just be at least competent, we could win the game because our defense could hold teams to under 15 points and keep it competitive. But we don't have Hall of Fame defensive players that are going to go out there and make an impact. We don't have that. We were winning games like 12-9, and our defense was getting like 3 turnovers, but the offense stunk. We could deal with that. But when the offense stinks and the defense stinks, what do we have to watch? There's nothing to enjoy. There's nothing to look at. There's nothing to get you excited. It's just garbage. Bears had the ball for like 10 minutes, and we go 3 and out and drive over in less than a minute. Dude, the team stinks. Like, why are we keep trying to pretend like the team is not bad? Nothing should surprise you. Defense giving up long drives and giving up points, they've been doing it all year. Offense going three and out, they've done that without Lamar Jackson. The offense stinks without Lamar, the defense stinks in general. We know what they are. So no one should be surprised when the team stinks. They're bad. We know they're bad. We shouldn't be surprised when they're bad. They're just being who they are. Trash. Like, I can't be mad at a trash team for being trash. They're trash. Like it's hard to be mad at a trash team for being who they are. They're showing you they're trash. They're letting you know that they're trash. Okay. Well, since you're trash and I don't have any expectations for you, then I shouldn't be mad when you show us your true colors. They stink. We know they stink. No, boy. Oh boy. Ravens 1-9 versus 0-10 Jets, week 12 for the number one pick. Well, that's assuming Lamar doesn't come back. Because somehow Lamar comes back, you'll still find a way to get things done. You'll win games that we probably wouldn't even want to win. And again, just have to point this out. They lose tonight. They lose this game today. Their season's over. I mean, I don't care what you want to tell me. The season is over if they lose today. Which is why everyone wanted Lamar to play. But of course, he wasn't ready. And then the Ravens blatantly lied to us. So congratulations on them for lying to the fans. Those poor fans that got to go watch this game. I feel bad for them, man. First down and 10. Caleb hands the ball off, and look at this sorry excuse of a Ravens run defense. First down and more. Woo! Woo! Them boys stink. Dillon Gabriel, touchdown. Cleveland's got the lead. Let's see where this goes. Browns up 7-3 against the Patriots. Let's see where this goes. First down, Caleb's got time, and he's got to get rid of it now. Sad part is the Bears aren't even a good team. And they're missing guys. And we ain't going to be able to do anything against them, huh? Second and 10 here. I want the number one overall pick. We're not getting the number one overall pick. The Jets are far too trash. Caleb, open, gets it to a receiver. Third down coming up here for the Bears. We all knew Lamar wasn't playing, bro. He was at the food truck literally a week ago. I mean, Lamar has been at the food truck several times over and has still played. It's not like his stomach is the problem here. It's not like he missed practice due to illness. He was at practice. The problem is they told us he was a full participant. Our head coach lied to everybody, told us he was a full participant, when in actuality, he was part of the scout team, which means you would rule him as limited. Third and 6, Caleb's got time. He fires, incomplete, flag on the play. They're going to probably call it on the defense. That's going to be defensive holding or pass interference. Illegal contact. So, yeah, we know that was going to be a defensive flag. First down, Bears. Ain't nobody surprised. Oy. First down, Bears. Dang, I'm trying to fix this whole thing. Let's see. There we go. And then you can do this. Never mind. Oh my god, I lost 2 of those. First down and 10. Caleb has all the time in the world. Fires another first down. Good lord, this defense is really trash. Woo-hoo. Oh, they stink. Woo, they stink. Oh my goodness, this defense stinks. They're nothing but talk, man. Nate Wiggins has sucked this year. Nate Wiggins has actually been one of the bright spots on the defense, which again, you wouldn't believe it, but Nate Wiggins has actually been one of the bright spots on the defense. And he hasn't had a lot of moments where he's gotten beat. He's getting beat early today, but he's actually been one of the bright spots on this defense because Marlon Humphrey has been complete garbage. We've seen what Jair has done. Chidobe Awuzie has been decent, but even he's gotten beat. I mean, like, none of these corners have been doing well this year. Zacchaeus, you had him right there, and Zacchaeus nearly broke free for a first down. Oh, my goodness. This defense stinks. Just sitting here, watching, waiting for this team to lose. Oh, so that's how it's supposed to be. I got you. There we go. If they get 2nd and 7, defense makes a stop here. 3rd down and 7. If they get this 3rd and 7, I'm turning the game off. I would not blame you. So I've been kind of busy fixing this lead pencil because like it's working. I just had to like fix it up because I was looking for the eraser for this. Sorry, I should be more focused on the game, but the defense is so terrible. It's so bad. It's so trash. It's hard to focus on garbage. All right, 3rd and 7. Caleb, quick toss, and they pick up the first down. Oh my goodness, this defense is awful. See you next week, bro. I don't blame you, bro. Don't get out of here. Don't even watch this trash. I'm unfortunately stuck. They literally a quick toss and you can't even get a tackle. I mean, how bad do you gotta be as a football team? You can't even make the tackle there. It's a short throw. You have a defender right there and he can't make the tackle. I mean, the defense is so awful, man. They're so bad. Oh, they're so bad. They're so bad. The Ravens have picked up 0 first downs. The Bears have picked up 9. It's so bad. I mean, I would love to leave. I'm not leaving. I can't. Unfortunately, I'm commentating over the game. You know. Now, if the Ravens get blown out again, I have a free ticket to leave. I made that very clear in my clause. I made that very clear in the clause of live streaming. If the Ravens are actively getting blown out, I don't have to stay. I don't. If they're getting blown out, I don't have to stay. If we're heading into halftime and the Ravens are down 20-0, I don't have to stay. I made that very clear, my clause. Here comes another 3rd and 7. At this point, you just have to hope and pray they can hold these guys to field goals or something. Third down and 7 here. So yeah, I made sure to be very clear with that. If the Ravens are getting blown out, I put that clause clearly in my function of my channel. I said, I am not sitting here watching the Ravens get blown out. 3rd and 7. Caleb's got time. I don't know where he was throwing that ball. Incomplete. 4th down. Let me see where this ball's going. Yeah, Caleb, that's a bad throw. And the funny part is, yeah, no, they wouldn't have been able to pick it off even if they tried. That's just a bad throw by Caleb. That's a bad throw by Caleb. Defense holds the Bears to 2 field goal attempts. Alrighty. Bears kick the field goal. It is good, and they're up 6-0. Ravens offense getting ready to come back out here to do God knows what. And while we wait for that, let's give an update here around the league. The Dolphins scored a touchdown. Dolphins up 7-0 against the Falcons. The Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Flacco is making it work against the Jets. The Bengals are up 10-0 against the Jets. The Browns, we talked about it. Dillon Gabriel scored a touchdown. It's 7-3. Browns do have the ball. We'll see what happens here. The Giants have responded. Jackson Dart with a touchdown pass. The game is tied 7-7 in Philadelphia. The Bills are up 3-0 with the ball in Carolina territory. We'll see what happens here. The Ravens are getting the football back with the Bears being up 6-0. And last but not least, the Texans were able to respond. They scored a field goal. The Niners got the ball back. They couldn't do anything with it. The Texans have the ball with the lead up 3-0 in San Francisco territory again. So we'll see if they can come away with points once again. So, with that being said, let's get back into this. Defense holding up for y'all. Hasn't allowed a touchdown. That's good. Honestly, it's the best case scenario. They've had multiple opportunities to stop these guys on third down to make sure they don't score points. Holding them to 6 points is the best you can hope from this defense. They're not good. If they can hold the Bears offense to field goals, you at least keep yourself alive in it. As I said, the only thing this defense does well is red zone defense. Can't tackle, can't stop the run though. The pass, they can't stop the run, they can't stop the pass, they can't get turnovers, they can't get sacks, they can't tackle well. But they do somewhat decent in the red zone. So at least they have something that they can at least sit back and say, hey, we do decent here. Not much to really say past that, but at least they do something. Oh, thank you. Every single time. I'm getting tired of having to type this up. What's the point if you're not going to read it? You see me every time. Oh, things going here. Honestly, not the worst. Still the first one. Honestly, not the worst. But we haven't seen much from McCaffrey or anything else yet. So, dude, 50 that's actually not the worst thing in the world. Oh, I'm just all right. First quarter essentially has come to an end. First quarter has come to an end here. Actually, has first quarter come to an end? I don't think first quarter has come to an end. Let me see. Are they really about to run this? Let me see. Yep, the first quarter has officially come to an end. The Bears up 6-0 in a must-win game to keep their season alive, and the Ravens are looking as bad as they usually do. What are your thoughts on Fields? If you say something before, I don't recall. He's not playing well. Honestly, my thoughts on Fields is the Jets aren't exactly the best place to go to showcase your talents, but how you play is going to be assessed by everybody else. He doesn't look like an NFL quarterback playing for the Jets, and that is going to severely affect his career because teams will not take a chance on him. He looked decent with the Steelers, and that was what made it seem like, okay, if you put a team around him and an offense around him, he could do something. But now he's with the Jets, and he doesn't look like an NFL quarterback. He's been awful. Past that week one masterclass performance in the loss to the Steelers, he hasn't looked like an NFL quarterback, and that's where the problems lie. So my thoughts on Fields is he's just not playing like an NFL quarterback. And if he keeps performing like this, he's not going to have a job much longer. And I don't know how many teams are willing to take a chance on him because of the talent he has. First down and 10 here. Huntley under center here. Huntley's going to hand it off to Derrick Henry. Henry is going to pick up 2 yards. Again, I've already specified this. When Derrick Henry's on the field, 80% of the time teams know you're going to run the football, so they're going to line up. They're going to load the box to stop the run. But so 80% when Derrick Henry's on the field, 80% of the time defenses know we're going to run the ball. When he's off the field, 80% of the time defenses know we're going to pass the ball. That's very predictable to know how you're going to line up your offense when that is ultimately the case. Derrick Henry running the ball here. I think he picks up the first down. Yeah, he picks it up. First down, Ravens. First down and 10. Huntley under center. Play fake here. Huntley fires downfield. He has an open Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers makes the catch inside the 35. First down, Ravens. I see the stat that says 40% of Fields' yards this season were week 1. If that's the case, that is very bad. That is incredibly terrible. Good throw by Huntley. Takes them inside the 35-yard line. Again, you're going to need throws like that from Tyler Huntley if you're going to be able to produce on this offense. First down here, Huntley. He's going to take the handoff himself. Huntley is going to pick up maybe 5 yards, but a flag on the play. This could be on the defense. Why is ESPN ringing? What just happened? Oh, there was a scuffle at the end of the Real Madrid and Barcelona game. A personal foul face mask call on Isaiah Likely. That's just brilliant. Way to kill the drive, buddy. Honestly, it looks like both of them are grabbing each other's face masks, but I'm not gonna argue it. I don't care. So, way to kill a drive, Likely. Now it's what, first and 25? Good luck. They can barely operate on first and 10. Now you got first and 25. Eesh. Oh well, first and 23. Good luck, guys. Good luck. Best of luck to you here. Huntley under center here. Play fake. Quick throw. You get a couple of yards here to Tylan Wallace, whose name I have not mentioned since week 2 of the NFL season against the Browns. Man, Cam Scatterboo, again, watching him in Penn State last year, I knew he was going to be something special, bro. That dude is a monster. That's a grown man. And Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo, that connection is working there. They've got to build on that. Second and 17. All of these are going to be pass plays because you ain't got a choice. Huntley takes, and look at this, Ronnie Stanley. Way to go, buddy. Way to go, Stanley. Way to go. Welcome back, Ronnie. Welcome back, Ronnie. There goes the 6 yards you picked up. Dude, just get in the field goal range and kick a field goal. Way to kill the drive. Way to kill the drive, guys. Ronnie always does this. He's always jumping off. He's always false starting. My God, Ronnie. Welcome back, buddy. Welcome back. Constant false starts. Welcome back, buddy. Second down and 22. Looking great on offense, guys. Second and 22. I'm eating this ball at this point. I don't give a damn. Huntley takes the snap. Huntley looking. Huntley fires. It is low, but they said it's caught by Bateman. They're going to take a look at this, I know for sure. If that's, let me see. That's a low throw, and Bateman had to make a hell of a catch. He caught it. That's a catch by Bateman. That's a great catch by Rashad Bateman. 15 yards picked up here. That at least makes it a 3rd and 7. You can deal with that. 3rd down and 7, that gets you back in the field goal range, and you have a chance to try to convert this for the first down. 3rd down and 7. Huntley is 4-4 for 48 yards here. Can they pick up the 3rd down here? Huntley fires. It's caught by Flowers. Dude, just stand. Dude, he's going to pick up the first down, I think. But, dude, just please do not start those jetta steps. Just dive forward. First down, Ravens. But he's trying to break 2 tackles. Dude, just dive forward. He got it on the second effort, but, dude, just dive forward. Dog, Flowers. I know what's going on, Niter. I know it's in your innate ability because that's how you've always played. But sometimes, bro, just dive forward and get the first down. 1st and 10. Huntley fakes the handoff, rolls. Quick toss here to Isaiah Likely. Likely picks up maybe 4 or 5 yards here. Second down coming up here for the Ravens. Lamar, 32 points with Lamar, 6 without him. 338 total yards with Lamar, 251 without him. 6.4 yards per play without Lamar, 4.4 yards per play, but 6.5 points without Lamar is disgusting work. Cooper Rush is never seeing the field again. Not in the Ravens jersey. Oh my God, Cooper Rush. My goodness. 2nd and 6. Here goes the handoff to Henry, and Henry picks up 5. 3rd down coming up here for the Ravens. And there's another Bears player that is down, and he is hurt. Lamar has never played the Bears, and he won't again till 2029. Yeah, the only time Lamar played the Bears was in the Hall of Fame preseason game in 2018. That was the only time. We don't really get to face off against the NFC North, or at least we don't get to face off against the Bears like that. So, yeah, I mean, we faced off. We didn't face off against them in that 2018 regular season. The next time was 2021, where Lamar wasn't there, and that was Tyler Huntley. And then the other is 2020, and the other time is this time right now, 2025, and he's not playing again. Yeah, Lamar just ain't gonna have the opportunity to play against the Bears, man. Next time won't be till 2029. It's weird, but it is what it is. 3rd down and 2. They're gonna fake the handoff, and Huntley's gonna get the edge, and he's gonna pick up the 1st down. He reached for it, so he got it. 1st down, Ravens. First down, Ravens. Man, Tyler Huntley just looks 1,000 times better than Cooper Rush. EDC, what a flop. Cooper Rush, what a flop. We questioned the decision when you did it, but we said, you know what, Cooper Rush, he's proven himself as a backup quarterback. He could at least look serviceable if you give him a typical drop back offense. And you put him out there and he was trash. He does not fit your system at all. First down, handoff to Derrick Henry, and he's going to take it to the 1-yard line. First, I think this is what? Is it to the 1-yard line? Because if that's the case, it would be 1st and goal. Never mind, it's 3rd down. Oh, no, this is 1st and goal. 1st and goal here. Just hand the ball to Derrick Henry. 1st and goal, Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry's going to walk in. Touchdown, Ravens. Ravens tie this game up. Extra point coming up, looking to get the lead. Guess what? Gonna be here because I can't come into work because I'm sick. Hey, man, feel better, man. Feel better. Should have paid that money to Huntley instead of Pooper Rush. Again, I've been saying for a while now, you're not getting, unless you're getting Teddy Bridgewater or unless you're getting Teddy Bridgewater or um Jameis Winston, I don't see why Tyler Huntley's not the backup. Because I felt either one of those guys would have worked as a backup for you. Derrick Henry gets the touchdown, and the Ravens get their first. When's the last time we've had a lead? Was it the Kansas City game the last time we had a lead? Hold on for a second. I think it's our first ever lead since the Chiefs game in week 4. Hold on, let me point to this. I gotta go see something here. Because we never had a lead against the Texans, and we never had a lead against the Rams. We only tied the game up. No, wait, no, we did. Never mind. We did have a lead against the Rams. My mistake. So never mind. We had a lead last game. I was about to say. I know we had a lead. Yeah, we had a lead against the Rams. Never mind. I was about to be like, when's the last time we had a lead? It feels so long ago since that Rams game. Like I said, time is going by incredibly slowly. So yeah. Yeah, we definitely had a lead against the Rams. How much drives has Huntley played? Like 4, I think, and we look so much better. Yeah, because you have a quarterback that matches Lamar's play style and an offense that's supposed to work towards things that Lamar likes to do. And Huntley can at least try to do that. Not at the level of Lamar, but he can. Don't quite understand the Rush signing or the Leary drafting. We don't understand the Rush signing. And by the way, man, that Jaire Alexander signing ain't really working out because he's healthy. He's healthy. He's just a healthy scratch. They can't get him on the field. We know he's a good backup quarterback. No one ever questioned that. We just said he wouldn't be good enough to win you long term. Honestly, they know they shouldn't have let him go. Josh Allen playing like trash against Andy Dalton and the Bengals. Oh, I gotta see this. I thought they have the lead. They were leading and nearly getting close to 10. Did something happen? Let me see. Let me take a look at this. Excuse me as I go back to the scoreboard here. The Dolphins are up 7-3. Falcons were able to score a field goal. Dolphins have the football back, but it looks like they're getting ready to punt the ball. The Jets found a way to put up points. They put up a field goal. Bengals up 10-3. The Browns are up 7-3 against the Patriots. Patriots do have the ball. The Giants and the Eagles are tied 7 apiece, but it's first and goal at the Giants 9. So the Eagles have a chance to put points up here and take the lead. The Bills are up 6-0. The Bills up 6-0 against the Panthers, and then the Texans are up 6-0 against the Niners. Let me take a look at this Bills-Panthers game, because you guys are saying he's playing like trash. 4 of 9 for 53 yards. That's not really playing like trash. It's just not, it's not great, but he's not playing like trash. Well, that's funny. Oh, that stings. Woo, that stings. Devin Duvernay just returned. He just had a great return. Devin Duvernay just had a fantastic return and takes them into. I think he takes them to Ravens territory. So hey, look at Devin Duvernay doing damage against his former team. Again, I sat back and said you shouldn't have got rid of Devin Duvernay because of his returning abilities, and we haven't really had the return game since Duvernay's been gone. So they're already in Ravens territory, by the way. So now the Ravens defense has to make a stop here. We say has to, like they've been doing a good job in making stops. They've held them to 3, which is I guess at this point they're gonna have to keep holding them to 3 because they're not really gonna force them to punt, or they're not really gonna create turnovers. They're not really a turnover type of defense. They don't have the capabilities to do that consistently, as we have clearly seen. Second and 10. Caleb checks the ball down. He's got blockers, but somebody, Roquan Smith actually makes a tackle. They actually remembered how to tackle. Falcons are also playing like garbage. Again, I'm not watching the games. I have no idea. Again, I don't know if it's his defensive aspects or what. But I wouldn't be able to let you know about that. Third down here once again, 3rd and 9. Defense is probably going to give up a first down because now they have to cover. They got to cover in the secondary, which they stink at doing. So who's going to give up the big pass? Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton came with the blitz, and it's going to be intentional grounding on Caleb. Well, back-to-back plays from your elite players. Roquan Smith makes a tackle that stops the first down, and then Kyle Hamilton comes straight like a cannonball shot out of a cannon. He just freaking smokes him there. So back-to-back plays by your elite players. I know they're happy to have Hamilton and Roquan Smith back. That forces the punt, and again, they're losing to the 1-win Dolphins. It's a 7-3 game, dude. Not gonna lie. It could be a slow start to them. Again, sometimes we gotta understand these. It's about matchup, and 2, most importantly, it's a long game. You may start off slow. It doesn't mean you're playing garbage. It just means you're off to a slow start, which is very plausible. You could just be off to a slow start. There's a flag on the play, by the way. Cincinnati's up 17-3 against the Jets, which again they're expected to win. Illegal formation on the kicking team. They're gonna have to re-kick that. They're gonna have to re-kick that because of the illegal formation. Yeah, 7-3. Not saying they're playing the best of games right now, but again, you could be off to a slow start. Let's see how the game produces. Okay, let me go take a look at this. 7-3. Oh wait, they got Kirk Cousins quarterback, bro. Come on, bro. They got Cousins there. It's not Penix. I forgot. Kirk Cousins is getting the start. What do you expect, dude? It's Kirk Cousins. It's Kirk Cousins. They're losing to the. It's Kirk. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna go see what Penix is doing. I didn't even look at the report. It's Kirk Cousins that's out there. Yeah, I'm not surprised the offense is looking the way they're looking. It's Kirk Cousins. If it was Michael Penix, then yeah, I would sit back and be like, man, Penix is off to a slow start, but it's Kirk Cousins off the bench. It's Kirk Cousins off the bench. I can't do nothing with Kirk Cousins off the bench. So due to the penalty, they're gonna have to re-punt this, which gives Baltimore a chance to get better field position. This is another good punt, but it's gonna be better field position than what they initially were gonna get, which would have been the 2-yard line. Instead, they're gonna be at what, the 17-yard line? We'll see. We'll see where they clank them. Let me see. Instead of the 2-yard line, the Ravens are going to start at their 22-yard line. So instead of the 2-yard line, it's a 22-yard line. So let's get back to checking these scores. Let me take a look at the full scoreboard here. The Falcons with the ball. And what just happened? Oh, they punted the football. Dolphins starting at the Falcons 40. We'll see what happens there. Dolphins know they got to win this game to at least try to keep some hope alive. Joe Flacco is doing damage against the Jets. The Jets just stink. That's a game there's no excuses to lose the Jets this year. None. Justin Fields 4-4 for 23 yards. He's awful. Joe Flacco 9-13, 129 yards, a touchdown and no picks. Passer rating of 126.8. Also, Joe Flacco has a rushing touchdown. So Joe Flacco has a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown. Flacco is cooking the Jets, to be expected. So Cincinnati's not quite dead just yet. Keep that in mind. Joe Flacco has brought life back into them. But again, you're playing the Jets and they stink. The Patriots get a field goal. They make it 7-6 in New England. They're fighting against the tough Browns defense. Drake May has thrown an interception. So that does play into it. And Drake May, he's going to have to shake that off. He's absolutely going to have to shake that off. The Philadelphia Eagles score a touchdown. They are up 14-7 over the Giants. The Bills and Panthers are kind of going at it. Panthers score a field goal. It's 6-3 in Carolina. We'll see how things progress. The Texans, once again, find themselves in San Francisco territory. They're at the Niners' 19-yard line. They are up 6-0 with a chance to make it 9-0 or 13-0. Either way, they're looking to extend their small lead. You think the Jets can go winless? I mean, at this pace, with Justin Fields as quarterback, yes. If they make a quarterback change, no. If Justin Fields remains the quarterback for all 17 of these games, they can go winless. But if you make a quarterback change, there's a chance Tyrod Taylor could do something for you. Because Tyrod Taylor could be decent enough to help you win a game. So if they make a quarterback change, which they were looking to do, but Tyrod Taylor's not healthy, unfortunately. So because they couldn't go to Tyrod Taylor this week, they're probably going to lose this game to the Bengals. But it is very, very, very possible that the Jets can win a game just as long as Justin Fields is not the quarterback. First down and 10 here. Again, this is a must-win game, so you better hope Tyler Huntley can deliver. Huntley's going to hand it off to Derrick Henry. Henry picks up 2 yards. Second down coming up here for the Ravens. Second down and 8, empty backfield here for Huntley. Huntley's going to take the snap. Quick throw across the middle of the field. There's Mark Andrews. And Andrews going to be dropped right there. Pick up of about maybe, 4, potentially 5 yards. Third down coming up here for the Ravens. Oh, never mind. He picked up, he picked up 5. No, sorry, he picked up 4. Excuse me. He picked up 4. Joe Flacco launching a bomb to T. Higgins for the touchdown. Yeah, Flacco's going to he's going to help revive the Bengals season. They're not going to do anything special, but he's going to help revive their season, which is all they really need. If Flacco can get them back to where they need to be, Joe Burrow can still come back and help them. So Flacco's just got to hold it down, which currently he's doing. Third down and 3, Huntley. gets blitzed, but it's going to be a penalty for a hold on the defense because they held Flowers. It's going to be pass interference. Will Terry Rozier be banned from the NBA? I don't know. It depends on what they found from the investigation. The FBI got on that. Speaking of which, that whole situation is so bad. The FBI found cases. I think with Rozier, it's about him manipulating the sports betting because he actively took himself out of games. Or specifically, there was a one game he took himself out of where he faked an injury 10 minutes into the game. So he's getting investigated for that aspect. And then you got Chauncey that's getting investigated for illegally fixing poker games in relation to the mafia, which is crazy. And then Damon Jones is getting investigated for both. There was another report that Kevin Garnett was also a part of this. The NBA is dealing with a lot right now. Andrews makes a great catch and then fumbles the ball out of bounds, but it's going to be a first down, Ravens. So that whole situation is crazy. Yeah, he made a football play. He had 3 feet down. So that's going to be a first down for the Ravens, and that's going to take them into Bears territory. Huntley has to keep playing this way because, again, their season's on the line if they lose tonight. You could potentially get Lamar Jackson back for Thursday if you can win this game. Huntley, quick throw. Gets it to Flowers. Flowers picks up about 7, maybe 8 yards here. Second down coming up for the Ravens. But yeah, Terry Rozier being involved in that situation. He's not involved with the illegal poker games involving the mafia aspect. He's not involved with that. That's specifically Chauncey. Actually, I think there was another report that came out that Chauncey may be involved in both the illegal poker games and interfering with sports betting in terms of manipulating the bettings for people that are choosing the unders for certain players. So he might be involved with both of those. But the FBI has already investigated. I think they've arrested over 30 people involved with this. We get the report that Kevin Garnett may also be involved in this as well. Derrick Henry running the ball. He's going to pick up 2 yards, third down coming up here for the Ravens. So this whole situation that's broken down is crazy. Right now, both Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups have been put on temporary leave for their teams. Rozier's still going to get the money from his contract, so that's not going to be taken away. But depending on how these investigations go, I don't see a situation in which Rozier could very well be banned because again, this happened with Michael Porter Jr.'s brother. He ended up getting banned from the league when he did this as well. So this could also happen with Terry Rozier. We'll just have to wait to see how things go. Third down and 2. You're going to get Huntley the roll. He tries to throw it to Henry, and he cannot complete it. 4th down and 2 here. It was a low throw by Tyler Huntley. Not an easy catch to make. I really hate when they try to roll out. You don't need to do these rollouts. And guess what? Baltimore now is going to go for it because, I mean, you're going to have to go for it here. Huntley's been good today. He's been doing his job. But now you got to see 4th down plays. Fourth and 2. No Derrick Henry, by the way. Huntley takes it. Goes, fires, caught, Flowers, first down. First down, Ravens. Again, Huntley's playing well today. They need Tyler Huntley to play well in order to get, keep their season alive. And then if you can get Lamar Jackson back for Thursday, you have a chance to win that game against the Dolphins. Next thing you know, you got a mini bye week, 10 days off until your next game, and then you're 3-5. So things can change up real quick for you if you can do something here. Play fake. Huntley fires. Caught. Flowers. First down. Inside the 20. And again, Tyler Huntley is playing the way you need him to play. Tyler Huntley is playing the way you need him to play. Good Lord, if you would have just played Tyler Huntley against the Rams, we could... You don't even understand. We could have been in a much better position if you would have just played Tyler Huntley against the Rams not last week, but, before the bye week. You chose to play Cooper Rush. Tyler Huntley's sitting right there. You brought Tyler Huntley in. You could have played him. You didn't. And now here you are in this situation. Now you're 1-5, and now you want to play Tyler Huntley. Oh, boy, they decide to get tricky with it. Just going to give a direct handoff to Derrick Henry. And he's going to take it up the middle for about 4 yards. Second down coming up here for the Ravens. And we have officially reached the 2-minute warning. And Cam Skatteboo's down. Of course. This season sucks. So many injuries are happening. 2-minute warning, guys. Let's get into this conversation. I'm about to head out. Not head out. I have to go do something at halftime. So I gotta get myself ready for that. So I'll be a little bit late for the second half. But score update. Dolphins up 10-3 over the Falcons. Falcons have the ball. The Jets scored a touchdown. The Jets scored a touchdown. The Jets scored a touchdown. It's 17-10 in Cincinnati. Ow. The Patriots have the ball. The Browns are up 7-6. The Giants have the ball. The Eagles are up 14-7, and the Giants are trying to march. A touchdown has been scored by the Buffalo Bills. They are up 12-3. James Cook gets the rushing touchdown. He actually did he get a 64-yard touchdown run? Let me see. James Cook. Yep, that's exactly what happened. James Cook, 64-yard touchdown run by James Cook to extend this lead. Bills up 12-3. The Texans also score a touchdown. CJ Stroud gets his first touchdown pass of the game. Niners trying to get something going, but they're going to have to punt yet again because it's 4th and 6 at their own 39-yard line. 13-0 Texans. And then we come to this situation with the 2-minute warning. And the Ravens marching, looking to extend their lead. Second and 7. Huntley keeps it himself. It's going to be 3rd down here. Great. I have to go see what happened to Cam Skatteboo. Please don't be severe. Oh no, his ankle. That's his season. That's his season. Maybe. 3rd down and 5. Huntley. Andrews. Dude, catch and turn. Flag on the play. Yeah, people are losing their hopes and beliefs with Mark Andrews, bro. Uh-oh. Illegal shift on the offense. So Mark Andrews makes the penalty, and then he doesn't even pick up the 1st down, even though he's wide open. Make the catch, and all right, whatever. Yeah, people are definitely falling out of love with Mark Andrews. A lot of people are getting tired of him. He pulled the ball in that play, too. Like, dude, can you hold on to anything? Yeah, people are falling out of love with Mark Andrews. It's a sad thing to see. 3rd down and 10. At least you get another try to go pick up the 1st down. 3rd and 10, 1:16 left to go in the first half. You have a chance to take the lead. You do get the ball coming out of halftime. Huntley. And he gets sacked. Well, you got to take the field goal now. He never catches and turns, pretty much. He never catches and turns. Don't be late for the second half. I'm absolutely gonna be late for the second half. I can't determine whether or not I'm gonna be here on time. I got some things to do. Fourth down and 15, which means you're kicking a 42-yard field goal with 1:11 left to go. Tyler Loop, kick is up, and it is good. It's good. Ravens up 10-6. 106 left to go here in the first half. Bears will have an opportunity to try to put points on the board before halftime. Ravens do get the ball coming out of halftime, so this does benefit them. Dolphins up 10-3 with the ball. Bengals up 17-10 with the ball. Browns up 7-6 with the ball. Eagles up 14-7 with the ball. Bills up 12-3 with the ball. Texans up 13-0 with the ball. Everybody that's up in the game right now has the ball. Oh my God, Justin Fields did throw a touchdown pass. Wow, he threw it to Tyler Johnson. Yeah. He's 6 for 6 for 72 yards. He's got a passer rating of 156. Look at Justin Fields looking well. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Right now, he's playing for his career. How do I feel about Loop? He's doing his job. Again, guys, he's a rookie. He's missed like what? How many kicks has Loop missed this season? 1? 2? I know he's like missed a field goal and he's missed an extra point. Let me go look at Tyler Loop's real quick. Again, he's not Tucker. It's fine. He doesn't need to be. Y'all forgetting this is a rookie. He ain't gonna be perfect. The problem is everyone's going to, dude. He's 90%. Look. Let's taking a look at his. So let's put it like this: Tyler Loop has missed 1 field goal this season. He's 9 of 10. Actually, he might be 10 of 11 because he just made a field goal. He's missed 1 field goal, and let me see extra points. Where can I get the extra points aspect here? He's missed 1 field goal and 1 extra point. That's it. And the field goal he missed was from 50 plus. He's been perfect from 30. He's been perfect from 20 to 29. Been perfect from 30 to 39. Been perfect from 40 to 49. He's 1 of 2 from 50 plus yards, and he missed 1 extra point. Come on, guys. Let's be serious. He's been fine. What happened to Scatterboo? Broke his ankle. That his ankle was twisted the opposite way. That looks like a broken ankle or something. First Malik Neighbors, now Cam Scatterboo. They can't have nothing. Do I think the Ravens are going to win this game? I don't know. I'm not going to predict whether they're going to win or lose. I hope they win, but I don't have a prediction for this. At the end of the day, you hope for the best. I don't know if they're going to win this game. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, they're going to win this game or nah, they're going to lose. I don't have a prediction here. I'm just hoping for the best. 106 left to go. The Bears absolutely have a chance to score before halftime. But yeah, Loop's been fine. Loop has been fine. How do I feel about him? Loop has been fine. He's missed 1 field goal and 1 extra point. That's it. That's it. Other than that, he's been handling business. Don't expect Tyler Loop to just be perfect for the year. You're going to miss kicks. He's missed 1 field goal and 1 extra point. If we're going to be honest, over the last few weeks, he's been our best player. If the cycle continues. Over the last few games, Tyler Loop has been our best player. First down and 10 here for the Bears. 106 left to go. They're going to look to try to drive the ball to get some points before halftime because Baltimore does get the ball. A quick completion to Zacchaeus is going to pick up about 5 yards. Missing back in Washington, man. We ain't got our receivers. Bears have 2 timeouts, so we'll see what they can put together here. Remember, the Ravens defense folded in moments like this, throughout the season. Can they hold up here? Who knows? 2nd and 4. They just need to get in field goal range. Caleb's going to step up. He's going to take off. He's got all the space in the world. He's going to get into Ravens territory. He's going to slide. And that's going to be the second timeout utilized here by the Bears. Well, I talked about it. I said the Ravens folded in these moments, and there they are, giving up a huge run by Caleb Williams. And Caleb is not freaking fast. So, again, if you hold him to 3, you'll just take it. 49 seconds left. One timeout left here for the Bears. But yeah, Cam Scatterbo, man, his ankle's twisted the wrong way. He had to be carried off in the cart. That could very well be his season. I'm not even going to lie. I feel bad for the Giants, man. First Malik Neighbors, then Cam Scatterbo. Both of them are out for the season, man. Fans can't have anything, bro. Fans cannot have anything. Ah, man. You gotta feel for the Giants fans, man. They can't have anything good. Prayers up to Cam Scatterbo, man. Oh yeah, we up. Nobody's stopping us now. Ah, classic hype, man. First down and 10, 49 seconds left. Caleb Williams, 10 of 14 for 100 yards. He's gonna take the snap here. He's gonna fire it. It is caught, but it's gonna be stopped right there. 41 seconds left. They're gonna go again. They just need to get to field goal range, which they're actually in field goal range right now. So all they have to do is run this clock down and get themselves in position. 31 seconds left. The clock is ticking. They're taking their time. Obviously, they just want to make sure they get themselves in position. Caleb has to get rid of the ball quickly. It's 3rd and 5. 22 seconds left here. That might be intentional grounding. There's no receiver there. That's going to be intentional grounding, and that's going to move them out of field goal range. That's going to be around the 48-yard line. That is a huge penalty. That's a huge penalty. Now it's 3rd and long. All you got to do is try to get back at the field goal range if you're Chicago. And that moves them to their own 48. and they had to use a timeout, so they didn't get a 10-second runoff. All they need to do now is get into field goal range. That's their whole focus. They got to get into field goal range. If you're the special teams, you have to be ready. Special teams has to be ready to get on the field. Special teams has to be ready to get on the field. If there's no first down picked up, if you get back into the range of field goals to try to kick, you've got to get your guys back on the field. Ravens going to call a timeout here. Surprisingly, the Ravens have not been wasting their timeouts. First timeout utilized here. Why, Trubisky, don't do this, bro. Come on, bro. You are a career backup quarterback. Don't make a progressive commercial when you're a backup order. Don't do this to yourself. You know what? At the end of the day, get your money, bro. Get your money. But your agent doing you dirty with this. Get your money, though. I respect it. Come on, bro. A backup orderer. That's how you get fuel to you to get cooked. But you know, it is what it is. Third down and 15. Here we go. Third and 15. Caleb is going to check it down, and they're not even in field goal range. They're going to have to, yeah, it's going to be a long field goal here. Special teams is trying to hurry up. Special teams has to hurry up and get there. 8 seconds left. They got to get set. Here we go. Here comes the kick. Can he get it? I think he got it. He's short. It had it didn't have the leg. It had the accuracy. It did not have the leg. And we're going to go to halftime with the Ravens up 10-6. Ravens actually going to halftime with the lead for the first time since week 2? Oh my God. What's the last time we've had a lead in the first half? But Ravens take the lead into halftime. They'll get the ball coming out of halftime, and hopefully they can get it done. At the end of the day, the season is in the balance. The season lies in the hands of Tyler Huntley. He's done his job in the first half. Can he get it done in the second half and deliver? It all comes down to this second half. The Ravens season will be determined by the second half of this game. So, a lot of these games are going to halftime. Let's speak about them let's talk about them a bit before we head out for my halftime thing. Dolphins up 10-3 with the ball in Falcons territory just before halftime. They're trying to score some points heading into halftime. The Bengals score another touchdown. Joe Flacco with his second touchdown of the game, touchdown pass of the game, and his third total touchdown of the game. Joe Flacco is dominating the Jets. Bengals up 24-10. The Browns are up 7-6, but the Patriots have the ball in Cleveland territory. They're going to try to take the lead before halftime. The Giants kick a field goal, 2:53 left to go. Eagles gonna get the football back. Eagles still up 14-10. The Buffalo Bills, first and goal at the Carolina 1-yard line, looking to extend their lead before halftime. We'll see what happens there. And last but not least, the Houston Texans are up 13-0 against the San Francisco 49ers. And they're in San Francisco territory again. Though it's 4th and 6 at the San Francisco 18, they'll most likely kick a field goal. They'll most likely kick a field goal. Where's my water? I need my water. I'm talking to nobody. I'm here by myself. But yeah, that is the first half here, ladies and gentlemen. Ravens up 10-6 heading into halftime. They do get the ball coming at halftime, so we'll see what they can do with that. And we'll see how the second half goes. The season is on the line here. Can Tyler Huntley deliver and get us to Thursday Night Football with the chance of having Lamar Jackson play to potentially put us at 3-5 heading into a mini bye week? So we'll see what happens here. Season's on the line. Can Huntley hold it down? We'll find out soon. But I'll see you guys in the second half. All right, here we go. Second half. Now, I cannot lie to you. There's something I need to take care of, which will require a little bit of time. I was trying to get it done here, but halftime ended. So what's going to happen is I'm going to be here for this offensive possession for the Ravens. When the Ravens defense, well, once whatever happens with this offensive possession, when the defense comes out here, at that point, I will then step out briefly. I'll step out briefly to go and do what I got to do. So we'll see this offensive drive. I'll step out. I'll be back. And then we'll go from there. So let's see what this offense can do on this opening drive here. First down and 10 for the Ravens, coming out of halftime with a chance to extend this lead. Let's see what they can do. Huntley takes a snap. He's looking, he's firing downfield. He's got Bateman. Bateman breaks out of some tackles. Bateman inside the 30. Huge play. Rashad Bateman makes the play and takes the Ravens to Chicago territory. Tyler Huntley's balling out. He's doing what he needs to do. Yeah, they're going to have to give him a multi-year deal to be the backup moving forward. You can feel however you want to feel about Tyler Huntley. I don't think he's the best backup, but it just seems like he works best here because he's gone to other places, done decent, but he just works best in Baltimore. First and 10. They're going to hand it to Derrick Henry. Henry breaking through some tackles, picking up about 7, maybe 8 yards. Second down coming up here for the Ravens. Second down and 3. Derrick Henry, 10 rushes for 44 yards and a touchdown. So he's averaging 4.4 yards a rush. Huntley under center here, 2nd and 3. I'd look to run it again with Derrick Henry, honestly. And that's what they're going to do. Patrick Ricard with the block. And it allows Derrick Henry to fall forward. And I think he either picks up the first down or he comes a little bit short. This Jets team is the worst team since the 2017 Browns. Well, the 2017 Browns went 0-16, so I would assume a team that's 0-7 on their way to 0-16 would be the worst team since the team that went 0-16. They're going to say Henry is short. 3rd down and 1 here. They're going to hand this off again. And Derrick Henry's going to burst through to pick up the first down. Ravens move the chains inside the 20. Huntley, 1st and 10, takes a snap. Huntley looking, pump fakes, not there, and he's going to cut it back, and then he's going to roll, then he's going to fire, and it's going to be caught by Andrews. Tyler Huntley with the pump fake, didn't like what he saw there. Looked at, I don't know what he saw, let me see. He pump faked and then went to Andrews, who was open, and Andrews makes the catch. 2nd down and 5 here for the Ravens. Second and 5. Huntley tries to cut it to the outside and gets dropped right there. 3rd down coming up here for the Ravens. You lose 3 yards there. Third down and 8 here. As long as you can come away with points, you'll be happy with the results. 3rd down and 8 for the Ravens. Huntley in the shotgun here, looking to pick up this first down. Huntley takes a snap. Pressure's coming. Huntley fires. It's caught, but it's going to be short. Likely makes the catch, but he's about 3 yards short. 4th down here. You take the field goal. As long as you can come away with points, you will be fine with it. "28-yard field goal attempt here for Tyler Loop. And the kick is up, and it is good. And the Ravens will extend their lead to 7. Ravens up 13-6. I will be right back. It may take a little bit of time, but the Ravens have the lead. I'll be back. Let me speed off. back. I'm just looking for stuff. Huntley goes deep and overthrows Flowers. Where did I put that thing? Defense made a stop. Good tackle by Roquan there to force the punt. Eden Mitchell just picked up a first down. Great run. And then you take a deep shot. You overthrow Flowers. But it is what it is. Second down here. As I'm still looking for what I'm looking for. Huntley using the wheels, but a flag on the play. About time Mitchell get the ball. Yeah, it's about time they utilize them, you know. Defensive penalty here, first down Ravens. All right, finally. Let's get back into this. Second down and 9. Ravens have the ball up by 7. 5:45 left to go here. You think Mike McDaniel was playing for his job? Probably. The possibility is definitely there. But then again, with the way Tua's played, I don't know how much blame McDaniel gets for Tua being awful at quarterback. Second down and 9. Huntley in the shotgun here. He's going to take the snap. They're sending everybody. Huntley's going to step up. Huntley's going to utilize the wheels. He's taking off inside the 30, inside the 20, inside the 15. First down here for the Ravens. Tyler Huntley utilizing the wheels here, trying to keep the Ravens season alive. Cooper Rush is never getting that spot back. First and 10. Ravens have a chance to score again here. You're going to take the handoff here to Derrick Henry. Henry picks up about 2 yards, maybe 3. Second out coming up here for the Ravens. Yeah, Tua hasn't been too bad today. In fact, they're leading against the Falcons. Kirk Cousins the one that's been stinking up the joint. Second down and 8. Not gonna lie, questions will remain. We'll see how this game ultimately ends, but what would have happened if the Ravens would have just started Huntley instead of playing Cooper Rush against the Rams? Questions that will be remained for quite some time. Second and 8. Huntley takes the snap. Huntley's looking. Nothing's there. He's going to take off. Huntley's going to toss it. He had an open Bateman. He overthrew him, and that was close to being picked off. Just got to be careful there, Huntley. I know you want to make that play, but you got to be careful. He tried to float that to Bateman, who was open and could have potentially run that in for, yeah, if Bateman catches that, that's a touchdown. Huntley just overthrew him. He was trying to get over the hands of some of the defenders. That's a dangerous play right there. Very dangerous play. Third down and 8 here. 3:41 left to go in the third quarter. Huntley in the shotgun here. Can they pick up the first down? Let's see what happens here. Huntley takes the snap. Huntley's got time. He's going to fire it into Flowers, and I don't know what happened with that pass. That was not a good throw. Incomplete. Some sort of miscommunication or something. and the Ravens will settle for another field goal. At the end of the day, as long as they're getting points off of this drive, you can live with it. You can't assume that they can live off of these field goals forever. But if you get points off of these drives, you can live with it. No one's expecting this offense to just magically turn into what they are with Lamar, because you're usually getting touchdowns in these type of positions. But if you can get points out of this, it is what it is. Make this a 10-point game and hope that defense can keep doing their job. We'll have to wait and see. 32-yard field goal here for Tyler Loop. Kick is up and it is good, and Loop continues to make his kicks. 16-6 here in Baltimore. Ravens in a do-or-die must-win situation. They're trying to stay alive. Let's take a look at the scores around the league. The Dolphins up 17-3 against the Falcons. Kirk Cousins, this is why you're not a starting quarterback right now. There's no way the Atlanta Falcons would have 3 points of offense against the Dolphins if Michael Penix was the quarterback. That's why you're the backup, buddy. That is exact. That's a... Hold on. I almost choked. No. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought that said 7-20. Kirk Cousins just checking the ball down. He ain't doing much of anything. Bengals up 24-13. They have the football. Jets trying to get something going here. They put up 13 points in the second quarter. That doesn't matter. The Patriots take the lead. The Patriots. They scored a touchdown to make it 13-7. They scored a field goal to make it 16-7. They have the ball again. 3rd and goal at the Cleveland 1-yard line. The Patriots have a chance to break this game open. The Eagles are up 21-10 against the Giants with the ball. Philadelphia looking to go to 6-2. The Bills are now dominating the Panthers. They are up 26-3. Wow. The Niners got on the board. They scored a touchdown before halftime. And here we are in the 3rd quarter now. It's 16-7. Houston has the ball. We'll see what happens here. Let's see if the Patriots can score a touchdown here. It's 3rd and goal at the Cleveland 1-yard line. Cleveland's defense is doing everything in their power to keep them in this, man. So 3rd and goal at the 1-yard line here. If the Browns defense can make a stop here, you force New England to either make a decision to try to go for this on 4th down or kick the field goal and make it 19-7. If you can make a stop here, you've got that chance. We'll see what happens here. 3rd and goal at the 1-yard line for the New England Patriots, looking to break this game open. Ravens up 16-6. We'll have to see how this defense responds once again. All right, Bears getting the ball here. And they're looking to make a stop. He actually gets up to the 35-yard line. So this is a good way. Flag on the play. If this ends up being holding, it's coming back. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty. That's going to start them around the 25. Maybe even further behind, depending on when the hold happened. Personal foul on the receiving team. That's a 15-yard penalty. That's dropping them way back to start this game off. I mean, not to start the game off, to start this drive off. First down and 10 here for the Bears. Down by 10. Also, the Patriots scored a touchdown to break this game open. Not getting touchdowns, the red zone is going to be the reason we lose. As long as they're getting points, you'll take them. You're not dealing with Lamar as a quarterback. So as long as you can get points, you'll take it. It's better than punting the ball when we were doing that with Cooper Rush. At the end of the day, we want touchdowns, but we understand we got Tyler Huntley as our quarterback. You're not going to get touchdowns in all those situations. As long as they're leaving drives with points, you can at least feel they have a shot here. Simple as that. Now, doesn't mean they're going to win this game. Obviously, Chicago is still in it, but you got to leave away with points. And as long as they can get points off the drives, you at least sit back and say, well, it's better than them going 3-and-out and punting the football like they were doing with Cooper Rush. 2nd down and 5 here for Chicago, down by 10. How does Caleb Williams respond? He's under center here. They're going to hand the ball off here. That's just a good read. 1st down. That's a good read right there by Caleb because he saw Kyle Hamilton coming off the edge and knew he had to hand it off here. 1st down, Chicago. That's a good play by DeAndre Swift. 1st down, Bears. They're looking to go on a long drive that leads to a touchdown here. They got to put points on the board. They're down by 2 scores. 1st and 10. Chicago at the 35-yard line. They're going to fake the handoff here. Caleb's going to check it down. And DJ Moore is going to pick up a few yards here, maybe 3. 2nd down coming up here for the Bears. Second down here, they're going to run the ball yet again. And the defense is going to make that stop here. 3rd down coming up. You think the Dolphins can make things interesting on Thursday night? Both teams aren't in a good position, so you would assume that 2 bad teams are going to make things interesting because both teams are bad. So I would assume the Dolphins would be able to. If Baltimore can win here and all of a sudden the Dolphins beat the Falcons, now both teams that are already fighting for their lives on the season, that Thursday night game becomes a lot more interesting because both teams know they win that one. They'll be at what? Both teams are 1-5. So the winner of that one, if both teams can hold on here, they'd be 2-5. The winner of that gets to be 3-5. Wide open receiver on 3rd and 6 that takes them into Ravens territory. So yeah, the winner of that game, if the Dolphins can hang on to their lead and the Ravens can hang on to their lead, doubt that's going to happen, but if both teams were to win this game, Thursday night becomes a lot more interesting because the winner of that game will have a chance to get their season back on track potentially, and the other will just fall out of the season. But it all depends on what happens today. The Dolphins have to hold on. The Ravens have to hold on. If one of the two loses, I don't think Sunday is going to be an interesting game because one team's season's probably done and the other team is trying to keep it alive. So I think both teams have to win their games today to make Thursday interesting. Kyle Van Noy making the stop there on 1st down. Yeah, prayers up for Scatterboo. Congrats to Diggs for scoring his first touchdown as a Patriot. I really thought he would end up doing it against his former team, against the Bills, because he balled out in that game. And with that play, the 3rd quarter comes to an end. The 3rd quarter there was I'm not going to lie, that was a very quick 3rd quarter. Very quick 3rd quarter because, the Ravens went on a long drive. The Ravens went on, actually, they went on I think they went on like 2 long drives. They went on 2 long drives to put up 2 field goals. Am I streaming Cowboys Broncos? No. I'm not always gonna be doing it. Unfortunately, Sunday Night Football though, probably because it's going to be another one that kind of impacts the AFC North. It's Packers Steelers. So Aaron Rodgers against his former team, I gotta be here for that for sure. Not to mention if the Packers can beat the Steelers, it makes things even better in the AFC North. Both for Cincinnati and Baltimore, both teams can find a way to win. The Jets might actually win. And with you saying that, that means I have to go make a look at the score update because that means the Jets are pulling some sort of comeback here. Or are you just saying this just to say it? Well, let's take a look at things here. The Dolphins up 24-3. They're probably just if they can hold on, they're beating the Falcons. The Jets, the Bengals up 24-13, but the Jets are it's first and goal at the Cincinnati 9. If the Jets score a touchdown here, they make it a 4-point game with plenty of time left in the third. So what do you think can happen? Patriots up 23-7, Eagles up 24-10, Bills up 26-3, and then the Texans up 16-7 with the ball in San Francisco territory. So the Jets could make things interesting here. They could very well make things interesting. 2nd and 12 here. The Bears are going to run the ball again, and they're going to pick up some good yardage here to make it a reasonable third down here. Now, the Bears are in field goal range, so if they don't pick up this third down, they could settle for 3 and ultimately make it a 7-point game. There's still plenty of time left to go in this game. Things aren't over just yet. The Ravens are not out of danger, but the Bears know their offense has to get something going at this point. They have not been able to find the end zone. They're looking to get into the end zone this time. They may choose to be aggressive. 60 total yards this half. I mean, they haven't had a lot of yards since the first quarter. They've actually struggled. I think they're under 100 total yards in the second and third quarter here. So they've got to get something going. 3rd down and 6 here. Huge moment here early in the fourth quarter. Caleb's going to take the snap. Pressure is coming. Hamilton's there. He's going to toss it. That was a great play there. The blockers are there. Inside the 10. It's 1st and goal for the Bears. That was a beautifully set up play there to run the screen. Swift had blockers, and he's going to take it down to the goal line. 1st and goal, Bears. That's great play. That's great execution right there. That's a great play call. That's a great play call, and they have blockers set up there. Swift nearly scored that too. But that's a great play. Can't even lie. That's just a great offensive play. And now Marlon Humphrey is down. Yeah, Humphrey has not been good this season. So Humphrey is down right now. They're going to get him checked out. When we get back, it's going to be 1st and goal. Houston scores another touchdown. They're up 23-7. Looks like the Niners are just going to get blown out in this game. There's still time left, but they have got to show some fight here. Bills are just destroying the Panthers at this point. We expected that. Giants trying to get some things going here. They're down 14. Can they get this going? Patriots up 23-7 with the ball. We'll see what happens there. It's 4th and goal at the Cincinnati 6-yard line here. If you're the Jets, take the field goal. That's what they're going to do. They take the field goal. They make it an 8-point game. Bengals up 24-16. Plenty of time left. You can take the points. No need to try to force anything, especially with this offense. So it's a 24-16 game in Cincinnati. Things have gotten interesting there. They've been able to get themselves back in order. So we'll see how things go down the stretch here. Why? All right, here we go. First and goal here. You could hope they hold them to a field goal, but I'm expecting a touchdown out of the Bears here. First and goal. Swift nearly gets in on his own. He gets down to the 2-yard line. All right, second down and goal here at the 1.5-yard line here. You just run it in from here. This is toughness on toughness here. Ravens defense makes a stop. Third down and goal. Kyle Hamilton finishing up that play there. Third down and goal. They might have lost a yard too. Yeah, I think he lost a yard, maybe 2 yards. So it's gonna be interesting if they're not gonna. I don't know if they're gonna choose to line up and run it again. They may choose to do so. I don't know, but we're gonna have to see here. It feels like 4-down territory given the amount of time that's left, but we'll see. Third down and goal. They may try to do a little play action here. Let's see what Caleb's got cooking. They're gonna hand it off again, and this time, I think he's in. He's in. Touchdown. But they're arguing that he's short. We're going to see. Ravens are saying, no, he's short. I think they have to take a look at this. I think he got the touchdown, but let's see. Oh. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. They don't need to review that. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown right there. Yeah, that's a touchdown. They don't even need to take a look at it. Touchdown, Bears. Extra point to make this a 3-point game. So let's see how Tyler Huntley and the offense respond. You got to go score a touchdown. You need to go on a long drive. Extra point is up, and it is good. And just like that, it is a 3-point game here in Buffalo. Not Buffalo, Jesus Christ. In Baltimore. Sorry, they just flashed the score of what's happening between the Bills and the Panthers. The team is cooked. That's all I can say. That's how you know things are so horrible. They give up one touchdown and the team's cooked. That's how you know things are bad. I don't think other teams are saying this about their teams. But then again, other teams have good teams. We're not a good team. So, giving up a touchdown in a situation where there's no, you're getting some offense from Huntley, but not enough. It definitely makes you feel like, oh boy, they're cooked. So, yeah, if Baltimore doesn't score a touchdown on this drive here in the fourth quarter, they're going to blow the lead. And yeah, the reason why I was talking about they showed the Bills, I just saw them show the score. Buffalo scored again, 33-3. 33-3. They are destroying the Carolina Panthers. And I know a lot of people are going to be looking at this, man. This is crazy. James Cook is literally, this is a James Cook game. Josh Allen hasn't done much of anything in this game, but he doesn't need to. James Cook, 18 carries, 214 yards, and 2 touchdowns. James Cook is single-handedly destroying this team. Josh Allen's just been doing his little thing here and there, but it's not like he's really been the primary aspect here. James Cook, they needed him. They lost their last game because they didn't get a great game from James Cook. Right now, you got to understand that the engine of that offense is James Cook. The engine of the team, obviously, is Josh Allen being the leader, but the engine of that offense specifically is James Cook. If they don't have a running game, that puts all the pressure on Josh Allen to do everything. And we know once Josh Allen has to do everything, turnovers are going to happen. So in order to keep Josh Allen clean, you need James Cook to cook. If James Cook is not doing his job, Josh Allen's going to start forcing things and he's going to start turning the ball over. When James Cook is running the ball, Josh Allen doesn't have to force the ball. He doesn't have to be Superman. So he doesn't have to turn back into that turnover machine. James Cook is the key to igniting this offense and keeping Josh Allen away from those turnovers. So yeah, Buffalo's destroying the Panthers, which that's a nasty look for Carolina. But then again, it's Andy Dalton playing, and Andy Dalton's he's old. I'm not gonna say Andy Dalton's he's old. He's old, and he hasn't aged well like Aaron Rodgers or Joe Flacco, quote unquote. The Patriots score another touchdown. They're up 30-7. Teams are going at it. Bills were coming off of back-to-back losses with a bye week. There's no way they were going to lose today, especially not to the Panthers. If you would have, not to mention, they got Kansas City next week. They know they got to answer the call against Kansas City. Keaton Mitchell returning the ball here. Keaton Mitchell gets some good space, and he actually takes this up to around the 44-yard line. So the Ravens are going to get good field position to start this drive. Can they take advantage of that and put some points on the board? It's going to matter. They busted out of the cage, but why you have the other NFC North teams running? Why you have the Vikings and why you have the Lions and the Packers, the Vikings? Why are they running away? Lions and Packers ain't afraid of the Bears. 1st and 10 here. This is an important drive to keep their season alive. You have to score a touchdown here. Here we go. Henry is going to pick up about 3 yards. Myles Garrett recording 110.5 career sacks before the age of 30. It's diabolical work. I mean, he's a generational player. Generational player. C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud gets that second touchdown pass to Hutchinson. Over 300 yards passing for him, first time this season. And they're trying to beat the Niners. 2nd down and 6. Again, this is essentially an important drive that ultimately determines the season. They're running a sweep with Flowers. And Flowers is going to pick up the 1st down. Man, does Todd Monken love those sweeps. 1st and 10 Ravens. Now, again, you go back to running this ball here. Again, Baltimore has to continue to kill the clock. They got to kill the clock, but they also have to get in the end zone here. They can't kick a field goal. They have to score a touchdown because the Bears' offense is absolutely coming alive right now in the 4th quarter, and you've got to score a touchdown to feel some level of comfort and try to hope your defense can make another stop. 1st down and 10, a toss here. This time they got Keaton Mitchell. Keaton Mitchell trying to utilize the speed. I thought he actually might try to cut it back to the outside, but, he's going to take it inside there and pick up about 4 yards. 2nd down here for the Ravens, or 3 yards here. 2nd and 7 for the Ravens. And there is another Bears player that is down, and these injuries continue to pile up for Chicago. That's problematic. I might have to root for the Chiefs next week. I don't care who wins that game. That has nothing to do with us. We're 1-5. It doesn't matter. Why are you worried about rooting for anybody in that game? It's not going to affect us. We lost to both those teams. We can't win any. We're 1-5. What are you worried about the Chiefs and the Bills for? Like, I can't. I might have to root for the Chiefs. Why would you have to root for anybody in that game? We don't have any specific input in that game. We lost to both those teams. So the aspect of, well, we need this team to win over that team so we can get home field advantage. Dude, we're 1-5. We lost to both those teams. We don't have any input about any home field advantage with those two teams. I could care less who wins that game. It don't matter. I could care less who wins that game. That has no effect on our season. We've already lost to both those teams. We're trying to get back into the season. So I don't think you have to root for anybody in that game, but you are free to do what you want to do. Let's see if anything's changed here. Some of these games are just getting nasty. Like the Niners, they're down 23-7, but they're still playing time. The Niners are in Houston territory, but they're 3rd and 17 at the Houston 27. They can at least try to get a field goal, make it 23-10. That still keeps you alive technically. Buffalo gets another touchdown. They're low key padding his stats, but Josh Allen with another rushing touchdown, 40-3. They're padding his stats, but I don't care. I've never been at a problem with anyone padding any stats. I don't care. If you have an opportunity to keep scoring on the team, you keep doing that. Cincinnati scores another touchdown. They're up 31-16. The Patriots are up 30-7. The Dolphins continue to stay up 24-3, and they're in Falcons territory. Tua has another touchdown. 4 touchdown passes for Tua. Oh my God, with his job on the line, he says, let me go. And the Dolphins are 1-6. Huh, I thought they were 1-5. Well, yeah, I guess Thursday will still be interesting if both these teams are able to win. Tua has 4 touchdown passes today. That's hilarious. This is the best game Tua's played in such a long time. 4 touchdown passes. He's absolutely cooking. Would not be surprised if he cooks the Ravens defense on Thursday night. It would be a Tua thing to do. It would be a Ravens thing to give that type of situation up. So the Ravens again are in a situation where they got to score a touchdown to keep the pressure off of them, knowing Chicago's offense is on the rise here in the fourth. 2nd and 7. Tyler Huntley is going to hand this off here to Derrick Henry, and Henry is going to get an early burst, but he's going to be stopped after picking up maybe 3 yards. 3rd down here, and again, it feels like you low-key, I don't know what they're going to do here if they don't pick up this 3rd down. Do they attempt the field goal, or do they try to go for it on 4th down? Because, again, it's a big play here with 10 minutes left to go in the game. It's a 3rd and 5 situation. You have to pick up a 1st down here. You're at the cusp of field goal range, but at the 39-yard line, I don't want to have to give that to Tyler Luke to kick a long field goal. Ravens are 3 of 8 on 3rd downs today. They got to get this here. Huntley's going to take the snap. Huntley fires across the middle and is nearly picked off. And Ronnie Stanley's down. Ronnie Stanley's down. That ball got tipped. Ronnie Stanley is down. I hope he's okay. Ravens are probably also going to look to go for it here, given the circumstance. So Ronnie's down. You're in a 4th and 5 situation. You might go for this here. But again, they got to get points off of this drive. If not, yeah, they're cooked. All right, man. Didn't need to see that. All right. Of course, Ronnie hasn't been the same, but what can you do? Bills doing what the Ravens should have done in Week 1. Again, the Ravens have already. Let's just stop talking about what the Ravens should have done and should have not done. We already know what the Ravens are. They've shown us who they are. Okay, let's not relate everything to the Ravens. We already know what they are. The Bills are doing their own thing. We don't think relate them to us. We are what we are. Can we just get a tackle that's not injury prone? I don't think you can control whether or not the guy's going to be injury prone. But you could choose to pick somebody that doesn't have a history of injuries and just hope for the best. I don't remember Stanley having a history of injuries in college. But again, he hasn't recovered ever since that ankle injury he suffered in 2020. He has not been the same since. Well, you have to go for this on 4th down because you're in field goal range, but you can't get the ball back in this circumstance. So here you go, 4th and 5. Better hope you get it. Season's on the line here for the Ravens. 4th and 5. They got to get this here. Otherwise, Chicago will be at the very least tying this game up. They're not going to snap this. They're not going to snap this. I don't know. I feel like he should have snapped it there. Giving the ball back. The Bears just scored a touchdown. I don't feel comfortable getting the ball back. But it don't matter. Let's just get ready for them to once again give up another. Who knows? They'll probably give up another touchdown here. They're going to give up points on this drive. You're 100% right, but please let me have my delusional hope. I'm a depressed sports fan right now. All of my teams suck except for Caps hockey. Hey, man, whatever gets you through the day, I guess. What was the point of taking the delay there? Dude, they're not kicking that field goal with Tyler Lue. They do not. You can clearly tell, hey, man, we don't feel fully comfortable kicking that field goal because it would have been a 50-plus yard field goal close to 60 yards. They don't. That's a great punt right there by Jordan Stout. But they don't feel comfortable kicking that field goal in that position. That's a long field goal, maybe like 58, 59 yards. They don't want to do that with Lue. He is not at the level of experience where they feel comfortable doing that. And the only reason they would want to do that, or at least attempt to do that, is if it's a situation where they have no choice but to kick it. But they'll take a chance with their defense and hope they can make a stop. And thanks to that beautiful punt by Jordan Stout, if the defense can't make a stop here, then they're just what we've been talking about them. Like, I don't care what you tell me. If there's any time for the defense to make a stop, now is the time. If there's any time for the defense to make a stop, now is the time. And it's every year since 2020, Charles. But there was no other choice. They didn't freaking draft the left tackle. And there was no one else to really go get. False start here on the Bears offense. That's going to be half the distance to the goal. The fun part about being on the goal line is no matter how many offensive penalties you suffer, it's not really going to change that much. If I'm starting off at the 3-yard line and I commit 3 penalties, I'm just going to be at the half-yard line. That doesn't change that much. We still have to get out of this hole, but it doesn't change that much. 1st down here for the Bears. You have Caleb under center, excuse me. The play clock's winding down. They got to get this snapped. They got the snap off in time, but you only pick up maybe a yard or 2. So that's going to make it 2nd down here for the Bears. I'd love to see a turnover here. I would love to see a lot of things, but the Ravens don't really check in with turnovers. 2nd down and 9. If there's any time you actually need the Ravens defense to do their job, now would be the time. You do your job and you hold them here. They picked up 3 yards, not 2. 2nd and 9. If there's any time for the Ravens defense to do their job, now's the time. Under 10 minutes left to go. It's a 3-point game. You've got them at the goal line. If there's any time to do said job, now would be the time. But again, I don't have any hopes, beliefs, faith, or expectations on this team. So, we're just here to commentate. Play fake here. Caleb's got all the time in the world, and he's going to fire it across the... Oh, he's picked! Wow. Great play right there by Nate Wiggins. Nate Wiggins gets the interception. Why did Caleb force that? Nate Wiggins, I think that's his, 2nd interception of the season? What was Caleb seeing there that made him force that one? He had plenty of time. He was wide open. There was no pressure coming. Why did he force that one? Let me see what happened here. Oh, yeah, that's just a good defensive play. But even so, Marlon Humphrey was right there too. I don't think Caleb should have forced that. I mean, as a Ravens fan, I'll take it. But that's not a good decision by Caleb. That is not a good decision. The defender was on his hip right there with him. He ran the route and underneath. That's just not a good decision. That right there is a potential season-saving pick right there. That is a potential season-saving pick. If the Ravens can score here at the goal line, you score a touchdown with 9 minutes left to go, you make it a 10-point game. Let's see if the Ravens can actually get this done. And Henry gets nothing. Oh boy. This offense has got us. Oh, this offense gets nothing there, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Nate Wiggins got you to the goal line. If you can't score a touchdown here with your season on the line, there's nothing left to be said. Y'all are cooked. If they can't score a touchdown here, it's a wrap. Second and goal, I'm going to let that clock wind down as much as possible. You better find the end zone. You better find the end zone. 4 trips to the red zone, 1 touchdown, 3 field goals. You've been successful in getting points, but you've got to find the end zone here. Play fake. Huntley fires. Open. Touchdown. Charlie Kolar. Touchdown Ravens. They're going to bring their lead back up by 2 scores. The Jets have scored a touchdown. The Jets have scored a touchdown. It's a 7-point game. It's a 7-point game. I got to go take a look at that as well. Charlie Kolar hides right there, pretends he's getting blocked. He's left wide open. That's good execution. Should do more of that at the goal line. But, you get the touchdown there, and the Ravens extend the lead. Again, they are trying to keep their season alive. That is Huntley's first passing touchdown of the season. Obviously, he's been a backup and was kind of, not available for a while. He got cut, and then, first passing touchdown of the season for him. The Ravens have scored 20 points for the first time since week 4. They have scored multiple touchdowns for the first time since week 4. They have gotten a turnover for the first time since... Actually, they got a turnover against the Rams, so I'm not going to pretend they didn't. They got a turnover there. Either way, the Ravens actually found a way to execute, and now we got to see if they can continue to keep their season alive. Let's take a look at the scoreboard, because everything just got interesting in New York. Oh my God! Whoa! What happened? What happened? Oh, never mind. I was about to say. Woo! Update. Okay, yeah. Because I was about to say. I thought my thing didn't update. It still said 24-16. I was like 31-16. I thought they didn't score. Never mind. I got the updates. Okay. Dolphins up 31-3. It's safe that they keep scoring. Tua's going to go for 5 touchdowns. He's going to pad his stats because he's been garbage for half the year. So he needs to pad his stats. Dolphins look like they're going to win that game. The Bengals and Jets just got interesting. It's a 7-point game. There's 15 whole minutes left. It's the start of the 4th quarter. There's plenty of time. Let's see what happens in Cincinnati. Patriots up 30-7. They look like they're going to hold on. Cleveland does not have a great offense. So I don't think they're going to rattle up they're not going to be able to rattle up 23 points in the 4th quarter. So it looks like the Patriots will be able to hold on. Eagles are stumping right now. The Giants 31-13. That's a wrap. The Bills are up 40-3. They're probably just going to end that game there. Ravens just scored. They're up 23-13. The Niners just made things interesting. They scored a touchdown, got a 2-point conversion. It is 23-15. The Texans have the ball. They're in Niners territory once again. Niners defense has to hold up here and give up 3 to make it 26-15. That'll be a 9-point game. If the defense can hold up here, you got a chance. But things are getting interesting in Houston right now. So he has confirmed Cam Scatterboo suffered a dislocated ankle and he's been taken to a hospital for further evaluation. So we'll see how severe this is. Also, shout out to Nate Wiggins for getting that pick, man. They've been targeting him all game long. He made them pay finally. Stout should get a game ball because that pick wouldn't have happened without that punt. Great punt by him to put them in that situation. And then, Nate Wiggins has been targeted all game. They've been actively targeting him. So it's actually cool to see that he was actually able to make the play there. Again, season's on the line today. You have to win this game. They know it. 8 minutes left, 10-point game. Got to see if the defense can do something to show that they still got a pulse. First and 10. Caleb, he's holding on to the ball too long. He's looking. Nothing's there. He's going to have to throw this away. Incomplete. He was trying to buy as much time as possible. Slung it downfield. Could not connect there. Incomplete. Second and 10 with 7:59 left to go in the game. Second and 10, pressure's coming. And the throw was behind the receiver. Incomplete pass. Third down and 10. And Caleb, that was not a good throw. You threw that way too inside. You've got to throw it outside. You're not giving your receiver a chance there. He has to reach back. Nah. It's high and it's inside. That's not an easy catch to make right there. It's high and inside. It's just an inaccurate throw that you're hoping the defender can make the play. Third down and 10 here. Pressure's coming. Caleb sticks it in, fires, caught, but he's short. He caught it, but he's short about a yard. And of course, because they're down by 2 scores, even though you have all 3 timeouts, it looks like you got to go for it. Oh, he stayed in. That's a hell of a play. I thought he didn't get it. Dunze stayed in and reached out for that first down marker before he went out of bounds. That's a first down for the Bears. That is a huge play to make given the circumstances. The clock is not running. The clock is actively not running. They're going to get the clock fixed. Oh, wait. If he went out of bounds before he did, I think that would. First down and 10. Caleb, quick throw, caught, and it's incomplete. The ball prop free, but I don't know if they're going to count this as a catch or an incomplete. They're going to say it's incomplete because he didn't make a football move. They're saying incomplete because he didn't. Are they giving him forward? Myles Garrett has 5 sacks. What a goat. If that's, they have to take a look at that. It's either incomplete or that's a fumble recovered. Yeah, that ball never hit the ground. So that's incomplete, but the ball never touched the ground. So that should be Ravens' ball. Cincinnati scores another touchdown. Cleveland scores a touchdown as well. That's cool. Man, that Jets defense is stinging up the joint. They got Joe Flacco out there doing massive damage. Joe Flacco got 4 touchdown passes. Oh, nah, he got 2. Damn it, no. I want Joe to get more touchdowns. 38-24, Cincinnati's going to win that game. Well, we lose the challenge, but even if you would have won the challenge, the Bears still keep the ball. It's just it would have been an incomplete pass that never touched the ground. Both players were fighting for it. The offense would still get the ball, but the difference is you lose a timeout. Now, Baltimore's up by 10 right now. They don't need a timeout, but who knows? With this team, they could definitely blow it in the fourth. They've done it too many times. 2nd and 6. Here comes Caleb. Fires. Caught. First down. And that's going to take them into Ravens territory. Baltimore's doing everything they possibly can to survive. They're up 2 scores, but they're doing everything they can to survive. 6:44, plenty of time left to come back if you're the Bears. You take it one step at a time. You hope your defense can make a stop. You have all 3 timeouts if you're Chicago. Can you get in the end zone? A quick fire here. A completion once again. Another first down for the Bears. The clock continues to tick. 6.5 left to go in this game. Baltimore is on survival mode. They just want to survive, kill this clock, and keep their season alive. Again, if Baltimore loses this game, the season is over. I mean, at 1-6, technically, they could try to come back. But realistically, with the team playing the way they played, if they lose tonight, they're probably not coming back from this. So, 6 minutes left to go. Ball at the Ravens 35. 1st and 10 for Chicago. Williams sidearms it. Incomplete. Are they going to say it's a catch or incomplete? Roquan is saying it's incomplete. The ruling is completion. That's a catch. That's a completion. That is a completion. 5.5 left to go in this game. The clock is winding down here. Caleb takes the snap. Pressure's coming. Caleb dodges a sack. He's buying time. Caleb, he's going to fire it. It's caught. Oh, incomplete. He couldn't hold on. 3rd down and 5. 5:16 left to go. It was in his hands. He just could not hold on. 3rd down and 5. 5:16 left to go. He could not hold on. The ball was in his hands. If he holds on, he could make that. He holds on, falls to the ground with the ball. That's a completion. He couldn't hold on. That was a tough play to make. 3rd down and 5. 5:16 left to go in the game. Chicago has all 3 timeouts. They're down by 10. Here we go. Pressure's coming. Caleb stands in the pocket. He's going for the end zone. He overthrows his receiver. Incomplete. 4th down and 5. If you're Chicago, you're down by 10. You got to take a field goal. If you're Chicago, you're down by 2 scores. You have to take a field goal here. He just overthrew his receiver. His receiver had a step. He overthrew his receiver. They got to kick a field goal here because they're down by 2 scores. 47-yard field goal attempt here for the Bears. He got it. That kick was leaning. He was very close to missing that kick. That kick was actively leaning, but he did not miss it. He got it. 7-point game here in Baltimore. Tyler Huntley in the offense. They have to go out there and finish the job. So let's give an update here. Dolphins are going to win this game with 5 minutes left in a 24-point lead. Falcons scored a touchdown, but they're going to win. Dolphins are going to move to 2-6, and the Falcons are going to fall to 3-4. Meanwhile, the Jets, 8:41 left, down by 16. Sorry, 16, down by 14. They're in Cincinnati territory. Anything can happen between the Jets and the Bengals, so that game's not quite over. The Patriots are probably going to hold on. Cleveland's going to fall to 2-6. New England's going to go to 6-2 and remain first place in the AFC East. Eagles are going to probably hold on as well. They're going to advance to 6-2. The Giants are going to drop to 2-6. The Bills are also going to win. They're up 40-9. They'll go to 5-2, and the Panthers will drop to 4-4. And then the Texans with the ball, it's a 9-point game. They still have a chance. The Niners are not quite out of it just yet. There is still an opportunity, but if the Texans are able to hold on, the Texans will go to 3-4, and the Niners will drop to 5-3. Meanwhile, 5:05 left to go here in Baltimore. Ali had a good lane, man, and they had to make that tackle quickly because he could have taken it the distance. Falcons are cooked. Yeah, they're done for today. This is what you get when you get Kirk Cousins, bro. Well, also, their defense didn't show up today. That defense did not show up today. They got cooked by Tua. That defense did not show up today, but Michael Penix, that played. Kirk Cousins playing the way he played. That's why you get the offense you get. 5 minutes left to go in this game. The ball is in the hands of Tyler Huntley. Buddy, you have the chance to close this game out and not give the Bears a chance to try to tie this game up. You pick up a couple first downs, you put this game on ice. First down here. They're going to give it a quick toss here to Flowers. Did he stay in bounds? He did. He's going to pick up about 5 yards. Second down coming up here for the Ravens. 4:45 left to go in this game. Obviously, the Ravens' focus is to run this clock as much as possible. Run the clock, pick up a few first downs. They have to keep the chains moving. You give this ball back to Chicago, Chicago will have the opportunity to tie the game. So it all comes down to the offense. If you don't put in the hands of the defense, you can win this game. So Tyler Huntley and the offense, they've got to go out there and they've got to pick up some first downs, kill the clock, move the chains. That's all that matters. Second down and 4 here. Here comes Derrick Henry. Henry picks up the first down. So Derrick Henry's going to pick up the first down. Ravens are going to move the chains. 4:05 left to go here in the game. Ravens trying to survive and keep their season alive. $3:38 left to go. Chicago holding on to all 3 timeouts. They've got the opportunity there. They just got to make a stop. Ravens going to run the ball here, and there is the first timeout utilized by Chicago. Looking at the Ravens' schedule, again, they could run the table if you get Lamar back. Second down and 8 here. 3:28 left to go in this game. A handoff here on second down. That's getting a bit conservative there. I understand you want to waste those timeouts, but you're getting a bit too conservative here. Ravens always do this, bro. They get a lead and then they get conservative. So now, second timeout utilized here by Chicago. Third and 7, 3:23 left to go. Baltimore needs to pick up a first down here to keep this drive alive. Otherwise, they give the ball back to Chicago. It's going to be a lot of pressure coming, so let's see what happens here. Third and 7. Huntley takes a snap. Huntley fires. Caught. D-Hop. First down. DeAndre Hopkins makes the catch. First down, Ravens. 3:18 left to go. That was an important play right there for the Ravens to convert on. So now first down and 10 here. 3:18 left to go. Now you can just run this ball once again. And there goes Keaton Mitchell off the edge. And Keaton Mitchell picks up a first down. Another first down for the Ravens. And they're in field goal range. So they can put points on the board. D-Hop making the most important catch of the season up to this point. And then Keaton Mitchell utilizing the speed. I don't know why it took them 12,000 years to utilize Keaton Mitchell, but now they want to utilize him. With 3:12 left, you just run the ball, protect the football, and then go from there. Here comes Keaton Mitchell again. Keaton Mitchell keeps his feet. Keaton Mitchell picks up about 8 yards, but a flag on the play. Offsides on the defense. All right. Thursday night football elimination game, Ravens versus Dolphins. Most likely because the Dolphins are 2-6, and the Ravens will be 2-5 if they win this game. Yeah, if the Dolphins lose at 2-7, they're definitely eliminated. If the Ravens lose at 2-6, they're probably at the point of elimination as well. So we'll see what happens here, man. In all honesty, it'll be very interesting. That could be an elimination game for both. Baltimore wins, they get their season back on track because they'll be at 3-5 heading into a mini bye week, and the schedule does favor them, but you have to get Lamar back. That's the thing. And they're just going to run it again with Keaton Mitchell. He's going to pick up about 2 yards, and Chicago's going to use their final timeout to try to stop the clock. Yeah, there should have been a penalty on that. Flag on the play here. Don't know where the flag's going to be. Both sides pointing at each other. Both sides pointing towards each other's directions. Encroachment on the defense. That's the first down. 3:02 left, 1st and 10. Ravens just have to keep running the ball. They're going to fake the handoff, and Tyler Huntley's got space. Huntley inside the 10, inside the 5, down to the 2-yard line. 1st and goal for the Ravens. First and goal, 220 left to go. And I don't see why you don't give it to Derrick Henry to finish the job. Henry breaks it to the outside. Henry's got space. Henry, touchdown Ravens. Derrick Henry with this second touchdown of the game. And for the first time since week 4, Baltimore is going to put up 30 points on a team. With their season on the line, they put the ball in the hands of Tyler Huntley, and he has delivered. The defense, for the first time, well, actually, they did this last week, but this really felt like for the first time, the defense finally responded in the biggest moments of the game when they needed to respond with their season on the line. With Lamar sidelined because he couldn't play today, the Ravens relied on Tyler Huntley. They relied on Derrick Henry. They relied on the veterans of that defense. And the Ravens are going to get their first win of the season without Lamar. And they're going to get their second win of the season. Thursday Night Football, again, will be an opportunity for Baltimore to get back in on this. If 2 minutes left, obviously, but you got to make sure you close this out. Don't make any mistakes. But Baltimore wins this. They go to 2-5 Thursday night. Will Lamar be back? That will be the question. But Tyler Huntley, they put the season in his hands and said, go do you. We believe you can help us win tonight to make sure we stay alive and get Lamar back for Thursday. You win this game here, you get Lamar Jackson back for Thursday Night Football. If you can win that game against the Dolphins with your season on the line again, then you go to 3-5 with a mini bye, so 10 days off for anybody that's dealing with any extra ailments, and then you come back and you take on the Minnesota Vikings, another team that's struggling. You have a chance to go to 4-5. Looking at the Ravens' schedule, all the teams they're going up against are under 500. The only team that will be a challenge will be at the end of this little stretch where they got to take on Cincinnati. And Cincinnati is also fighting for their playoff lives as well. So things could really ramp up. The Ravens have life. Thursday Night Football will be another opportunity to have their season on the line and see if they respond. But Tyler Huntley did his job today. Tyler Huntley did his job, and for the first time in a month, Baltimore can sit back and say we've won. They've got the next 5 games. They play Thursday Night Football. This is the best coach game by Harbaugh I've seen in a long time. Yeah, it's the best coach game I've seen by him and this team as a whole in a long time. Where am I going with this? Let me look at the Ravens. Oh, wait, I can go to ESPN right now. Taking a look at the Ravens' schedule. Moving forward, the Ravens have the Dolphins on Thursday Night Football. Then they've got the Vikings at Minnesota. They've got the Vikings at Minnesota. Then they got to go on the road once again. They got 3 straight road games. At Thursday Night Football at Miami. Then they have those 10 days off before they got to go to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Then they got to go play Cleveland on 4/25. Then they got the Jets, and then they got the Bengals. If Baltimore can handle business, not saying it, but the possibility is there, especially if you get Lamar back. You win today, that's 2-5. You win against the Dolphins, that's 3-5. You win against the Vikings, that's 4-5. You win against the Browns, that's 5-5. You win against the Jets, that's 6-5. They could get back into this, but it all comes down to continuing to do what they did today and getting Lamar back. Thursday Night Football will be another challenge. The Dolphins are also another team that's fighting for their season. They put the ball in the hands of Tyler Huntley. They said, go lead us. Go lead this offense. And he responded. Thursday night do or die Halloween game. 1, 2. What the? Dog. What the hell? What the hell? Just watching this play here, dude. Wemby blocked. He blocked. He had back-to-back blocks on the same possession. Then the Spurs get the ball. Wemby takes it up the court and hits damn near a logo three. What? Dog, what am I witnessing? Wemby just had 2 straight blocks on the same possession, and then picked up the ball, dribbled up to near mid, dribbled up to the logo, and then pops a deep 3 here. Dog, what is Wemby doing? Season over. All right, Nikolai. I mean, it's kind of hard to say the season is technically over when after a win like this. Again, you have to say that after a loss. Your statement doesn't hold weight if you say that after the team wins. You have to say that after the team loses. At the end of the day, if Baltimore loses another game, the season's probably over. So you have to wait until they lose to declare the season over. You cannot declare the season over after a win, especially in a win like this where they needed to win this game to keep their season alive. So if they lose on Thursday night to the Dolphins, then you could sit back and say the season's over. But you can't say that after a win. It's just not, that's not how that really works. You can't say that after a win when they're trying to get back into it. So it doesn't, that doesn't work. That statement doesn't work if you're saying that after a win. The Jets took the lead? No way in hell they took the lead. No way they took the lead. Cincinnati, no way. No way, bro. Oh, not the Bengals. No. Okay, so they took the lead. What? They did take the lead. They're up 39-38 with 154 left. They scored a touchdown. You just need a field goal from Joe Flacco, though. So I think the what's it called? The Bengals can still win this game. The Bengals can still win this game. Season doesn't matter now. Again, you cannot say that. So what happens? Okay, first of all, we already know they're not going to win the ball. But what happens if they rattle off wins and get back into this? You have to be smart with your statements. What happens if they rattle off wins? Say this after a loss. We've all sat back and said, the Ravens lose another game or two, they're probably out of it. You have to say that after they lose. So what happens if they win Thursday and they're 3-5, and then they beat the Vikings and then they're 4-5, and then they beat the Browns and then they're 5-?